It was evil, it was corrupt, it was dirty cops, it was leakers and liars, and this should never, ever happen.
We are going to fight to keep America safe again. President Trump has prioritized tackling our nation's fentanyl crisis, and he has taken decisive action to fight it.
4:42 a.m. New York sleeps under a bruised sky. The city hums faintly, elevators idle, sirens resting, streetlights flickering like dying candles. Inside City Hall, the marble floors are silent except for the rhythm of boots. Federal boots, a keycard slides. The elevator opens. FBI and DEA agents step out in formation, faces expressionless, weapons low but ready. Their breath fogs in the cold hallway air. Ahead, a brass plaque reads, Deputy Mayor Lucas Vega, Office of Public Safety Reform. The battering ram hits once, twice. The third blow cracks the door from its hinges. Inside, fluorescent light cuts across chaos. A spilled coffee mug, a half-signed city budget, an open window swaying curtains toward the street. And behind the desk, Lucas Vega, mid-40s, calm, in shirt sleeves. Hands where we can see them, a voice commands. Vega complies slowly, like a man who already knows the script. Agents move in. One kneels, pulling the bottom drawer open. A hush. Inside, 12 tightly sealed bricks of powder. Pale, deadly. Next to them, a pistol, a ledger, and an unmarked USB drive. The lead agent exhales. Jesus Christ, inside City Hall. Lucas's voice is quiet, almost kind. You think that's the story? He says. Then he smiles. You're digging in the wrong room. 8:17 a.m., Federal Operations Center, Lower Manhattan. Rows of monitors glow with financial maps, account trails, transaction codes. Mara Holt, early 30s, data analyst, eyes sharp behind square frames, scrolls through the mess, coffee untouched. She zooms in on a line of recurring transfers. Urban Renewal Fund, Civic Tech Group. Amount, $42,000. Repeated weekly for 18 months. To the untrained eye, nothing illegal. To Mara, it's too clean. The kind of perfection that only money laundering achieves. She digs deeper. The Civic Tech Group contracts directly with Project Silverline, a state-funded emergency communication system designed to protect citizens. But the server logs tell another story. Silverline's backend doesn't route alerts. It collects data, location pings, text metadata, even voice samples, public safety wrapped around surveillance. Mara leans back, heart beating faster. She whispers, "You weren't building safety. You were building control." Her supervisor passes by, tapping her shoulder. "Good work on the Vega files. Keep your head down." She nods, but she's already gone too far. That night, she opens Vega's confiscated USB. Encrypted folders bloom across her screen. Names, companies, political donors. At the bottom, one document labeled Silverline Core, restricted. She hesitates, then double-clicks. The screen floods white. A single message appears. Access logged. Federal security breach. Outside her window, a black SUV idles beneath the streetlight. And for the first time, Mara realizes the system she's uncovering is watching her too. 2:18 a.m., Newark, New Jersey. The air is thick with diesel and cold rain. An unmarked convoy rolls down the industrial strip. Black SUVs, armored vans, headlights killed. Overcoms, Target, Warehouse 3, confirmed link to Vega's fund network. The agents move fast, door breach, stun grenades. Silence breaks open like glass. Inside, the warehouse is a maze of crates stacked to the ceiling, all stamped disaster relief supplies. But there's no food, no medical aid. When they pry one open, silver-wrapped cash spills out, hundreds of bundles vacuum-sealed. Another crate, rifles, imported and unregistered. And in the back, a server rack humming quietly. Sergeant Elias Grant approaches the terminal, plugs in a portable drive. On the screen, a folder name flickers. Silverline, Node 7. He radios in, "Command, we've got live servers. This thing's bigger than Vega." Static. Then a voice replies, cold, official. "Copy that. Secure the data." And Sergeant, "Burn the backup." Grant freezes. "Say again?" But the channel cuts. He turns and sees movement in the rafters. Gunfire erupts. 2 hostiles down. 1 agent grazed. Sparks light up the dark like electric rain. Grant drags the wounded man behind cover, presses a hand to the wound. Blood pumps through his fingers. "Stay with me," he mutters. "We're not ghosts yet." When the smoke clears, the servers are still glowing. But one is missing. Someone knew they were coming. 9:46 a.m., Federal Interrogation Room. Concrete. Steel chair. Lucas Vega sits under white light. No tie, no defense attorney, just the calm of a man who's already made peace with damnation. Across from him, Mara Holt, her laptop open, recorder blinking red. "Tell me about Silverline," she says. Vega chuckles, low and tired. "You really think I built it?" He leans forward, wrists chained. "Silverline isn't mine, it's theirs. The ones who call every reform a security upgrade." She presses, "Who are they?" Vega's eyes rise to the camera in the corner. "You already work for them," he says softly. Then he looks straight into the lens. "Cut the feed." Silence. The speaker in the ceiling clicks. An unseen voice. "This session is over." Mara stands. Under whose authority? No answer. Just the sound of the door unlocking from the outside. Later that night, she watches the playback again. But in the archive footage, Vega's final lines are gone. Erased. The audio replaced by static. On the timestamp, a small note appears. Edited under National Security Directive 108. Mara's reflection glows faintly in the dark screen. She whispers, "How deep does this go?" Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. A text message, no sender ID. "Stop looking, or you won't wake up." 11:03 p.m., Brooklyn. Mara Holt steps into a dimly lit bar, neon flickering across cracked windows. The smell of stale whiskey and worn wood fills the air. Jazz hums softly from a corner speaker. In the back, Raymond Cho sits, laptop open, eyes wary. "You're Mara Holt," he says cautiously. "They know you touched Vega." She places the USB on the table. "Silverline, everything. I need someone who can make sense of it." Raymond plugs in the drive. The screen floods with contracts, transactions, citizen data, and project files. This is bigger than anything I've ever hacked," he mutters. Mara glances toward the window. Black SUVs glide past outside, headlights cutting like knives through the rain. Time is short. Mara and Raymond begin uploading the files to a secure, anonymized server. Mara whispers, "Make sure this gets to the public." Raymond nods. "After tonight, none of us will be untouched." Distant sirens wail. Mara sighs and pulls Raymond toward the back exit. They disappear into the night. The bar returns to silence as if nothing happened. 15 a.m., Manhattan Underground parking garage. Mara and Raymond move along shadowed columns. Mara inserts the USB into a personal encrypted device. Footsteps echo. A trusted agent steps from the darkness, weapon raised. Agent Holt is compromised. A voice crackles over the radio. No explanation, only warning. Mara ducks behind a nearby van. Raymond follows. Gunfire shatters glass. She dives down a stairwell, USB clutched tight. Outside, rain pelts the pavement. Neon signs blur into streaks. Mara knows. Every ally, every agency, every former friend could betray her. But she does not stop. She cannot. Raymond whispers, "They don't know we know." Mara glances at him. "They've never known, and they never will." The van drives off into the foggy streets, shadows swallowing Mara and Raymond. Above, City Hall's lights burn steadily, watching silently. A single drumbeat of suspense echoes, the city's pulse alive, watching, waiting. 3:42 a.m., Queens, New York. Mara and Raymond slip into a small, independent news studio. The hum of equipment, flicker of monitors, and the smell of burnt coffee fill the air. They load the Silverline data onto the newsroom's secure feed. Contracts, payments, surveillance logs, all exposed. Raymond whispers, "Once we hit live, there's no going back." Mara nods. She presses the broadcast button. Across New York, screens light up. Smartphones buzz. Laptops ping. Public agencies, media outlets, citizens, all see it. Project Silverline is a front for surveillance and illicit fund diversion. Sirens flare outside. Special agents rush toward the studio. Mara ducks behind the console, clutching the last USB copy. Raymond pulls her to a side exit, disappearing into the stormy streets. Behind them, the newsroom feeds continue. The city is awake now. Shocked, angered, watching. 1 year later, federal court, Manhattan. Mara sits in the courtroom, hands folded. Though she exposed the conspiracy, she faces charges of leaking classified information. The judge reads the verdict. Part sentence, part probation. Outside, journalists swarm. Cameras flash. Mara steps forward. A reporter asks, "Do you think it was worth it?" She looks out at the city skyline. Lights flicker across skyscrapers, reflections in the East River. Her voice steady. Truth never comes cheap. The camera pans to City Hall. New banners proclaim the Public Integrity Initiative. The words gleam under the sun. We see everything. Mara turns away. The city moves on, but the memory of betrayal lingers like a shadow. And she knows, the fight